Hey everybody, it's time for another Capi's a Bag class. We finished our first one and you've already seen it, watched it hopefully and enjoyed it. That was the drawstring bag. This video we're going to do the Fobio. So you're one of us old folks, you know Fobio was a model with, you know, he was a guy. He was a guy. His name, I think it was Fabio. Oh well, anyway, this is called Fobio. And what it does is it makes a key fob. Now, there's some other uses for this too besides a key fob. I'm going to show you some of my ideas. But this is a great little project because what I'm wanting to teach you in this class is zippers. I think zippers are the one thing in handbags that really separate it from when you make quilts. Because when quilts, you don't ever put a zipper in. Last month we did gussets. You never put gussets in a quilt. That was kind of the focus of what our technique was. So this time we're going to do zippers. And this is the one thing when you say a zipper, and I'm sure Peter will say the same, you just groan. You know, you're like, oh, I got to do a zipper. Because I think they can be scary. I think that home ec teacher that you had all those years ago, you know, if you made that skirt that we had to make in junior high, well, I had to make a skirt. And
hidden zipper?
And put in a zipper.
Did it have a hidden zipper? No.
Now, invisible zippers are a whole nother can of worms. And we did invisible zippers in polyester double knit. That's how old I am. So that's an adventure. Don't get nervous. Take a breath.
Calm down.
Calm down. No, but because that works when somebody's upset to go, calm down. That rarely works when they're really upset. But anyway, we're not doing invisible zippers in polyester. Whew, thank goodness. I don't want to do that. So I want to talk to you about zippers. Zippers have come a long, long way from what you used to buy. And they come lots of choices. And I think even if you come into our store and said, I want to buy a zipper, you would be like, which one do I buy? So this is kind of the basic, this is a $1.99, simple little Atkinson's zipper. It's 14 inches, I believe. Yeah, it's a 14-inch zipper. We sell these by the gazillions. These are a great zipper for bags if you're using them for the inside zippers or for wallets or things like that. They're not very wide, they're not very heavy, but they're very, very sufficient for what you need. They're polyester now instead of metal, so that means I can sew over it. That also means I can cut it, which when you cut a zipper, people flip out, but we're going to cut a zipper. So you can get these pretty much every color in the rainbow. I mean, I love these Atkinson zippers. Use them all the time for all kinds of projects. I mean, you can see right here, I've got a whole slew of colors. You hear that? Our studio audience today, oh, it only rang once. Her phone usually goes off and rings all the time. We have a studio audience today, actually. Ha. So anyway, so here are like every color you can imagine. Oh, there's Deborah. She's waving. We have a studio audience. She was gone, but she's back. So these come, I mean, literally every color of the rainbow. You just can't even fathom the options. And I've just picked some here, just randomness, just to give you, but, you know, jewel tones and all different colors are available in that. So whatever toots your whistle, you can find a zipper and a 14-inch zipper. And these work great. This is a good standard basic zipper. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, when you're making handbags, though, they've come out with what is called a handbag zipper. And they come in different lengths. This one's 40-inch. The Bianni company makes these zippers. Love Bianni's company. She's a bag like I am. She's the same kind of bag as I am. And she comes out, these come 40-inch, they come 24-inch. When it's a 24-inch, it's not a double zip, it's a single zip. Again, they come in a variety of colors. This one's called Wild Plum. I love that name. That's really fun. So different lengths for what you might be working with your project. I just about always buy the 40-inch double zip because I can cut it up and use it however I want. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute, which this is the part that freaks people out. You will notice the handbag zipper is considerably wider than, and these are actually mine, so I can open these. I done paid for these with my money. What she calls a handbag zipper is wider. See how much wider it is? It's almost a 1/4 of an inch. I bet it's easily a 1/4 of an inch wider than these little Atkinson zippers, just these little ones. That's fine. This is why I like these wider zippers to use in the top of a handbag. So if you've got a zipper that's just really going to get some abuse, there's a difference in the way that they're made. This one's a little narrower, this one's a little wider. And
teeth look heavier too.
Teeth are heavier. The zipper head, look at the zipper head up here, Peter, when you can go up to that. See, the zipper heads are even different. This one's a little smaller, this one's a little bigger. It's got a bigger loop in it. So this is your big mama.
Can I install, like, if I like this bigger zipper pull, can I put that in a small bag? Like, say something that's like a 3-inch or a 4-inch bag?
Absolutely.
Cool.
You just have to adjust the hole that you cut for the zipper.
Okay.
You have to realize it's a 1/4 inch bigger, and the pull's bigger. You know, it's just bigger. It works.
It has to make room for the pull.
Has to make room for the pull. But it works. Absolutely works. The other way they've started creating zippers is what we call zipper coils. Now this is like da bomb. I buy these all the time. Oh look, I have 2 in the same box. This is exactly what it sounds like. This is a big long, how big is it? 1 yard, 2 yards, and a little more, 2 and maybe a half. And I could have cut off of this. Matter of fact, I've cut off of this. So what happens with these is you get this big long piece. Not that I can cut it whatever length I want. And then you buy your head separate. So right now, this is actually how this comes in the store. Let me just show you. There is the spool of zipper, the nylon coil. You used the correct term. Nylon coil.
I thought you were going to say, like, you know, the word royalty.
Royalty.
But then with an N, noyalty.
Noyalty. It's
it's
noyalty.
A coil.
It's a coil. Noyalty.
Nylon.
Noyalty. Yeah, that's a tongue twister. Noyalty,
is.
coilty. So yeah, this is the coil, and then here's the zipper heads that you use whatever you need. And what's fun about those is like, okay, so that's a flat zipper head, but this one has a little hole in the end of it. So I can choose, it's called a donut zipper pull.
You can tie a lanyard on that and make
a tassel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do lots of fun things with this zipper head. So the zipper heads are different.
Oh, you could put one of your peyote beads and put that in there.
Right. So these are made to go together. So these are different size zipper heads. Now, you can also buy, and this is where it really gets fun. So for the Bianni, the big zippers, and this has a size.
You can mix and match.
You can mix and match your poles, and they also come for the smaller ones. Okay, this is bright color zipper poles.
Love it.
And then this is these. We sell these little bags of assorted, and then here's what I've done. So this is in my home collection. So I buy these little boxes at Michael's. They're like $1 for 2 or something stupid. And they have these little lids on them. And I have in here, there's a D-ring, but I have in here all my little zipper heads, and I've bought like 2 or 3 packages of these because I'm always changing my zipper heads. And same with this. I've put in here, and there's some copper ones. I put in here my big zipper heads. So I have these in my sewing studio, and when I'm working on a project that requires a zipper, that's kind of, you can always tell if I've made a sample in the store because the zipper head will not match the zipper pull, the zipper coil, I guess. I just love to mix them up. I just think it's fun. I think it gives it, that extra custom thing that you don't see. So that's a fun little thing that you can do. So zippers aren't what they used to be. And this comes like there's a white with a rose gold. There's a metallic. I mean, wow. When you go buy a zipper, it is confusing.
Okay, I got a challenge for you, Capi.
Okay, what's it?
Next time you make a bag,
yes,
I want you to take the left side of one zipper tape, mix it with a different color on the right side of another zipper tape, and put them together.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could totally do that.
Like mix and match the tape where the left and the right side don't match.
Do that. Not a problem.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. You could do that. I hadn't thought of that.
I hadn't either. You inspire me. This series is inspiring me.
It's inspiring him. Okay, so that's the story about zippers. I think here's the other part that happens. You always have that person who runs their parka and they want a new zipper. They do make zippers that have, that is the joined together at the bottom. This is the kind that you can. Oh no, this is a double zipper. I lied. This one's a 2-way zipper, but it's got the join. No.
Is that what you're talking about? This part right here?
It's not. It's just a two-way zipper.
Oh, okay.
It'll zip both directions. It doesn't have the joint at the bottom. This is a weird. It says dual separating. Okay, there you go.
Oh, it separates on one end and separates on the other.
Yeah. Apparently it does. But see, you'd lose it. So this isn't the real true separating. It just stops there. But anyway, this is, zippers are crazy. When you go to buy a zipper. And this one, I didn't even know we had this. Well, actually I did, because we made a little bag. This is a zippity-doo-done. So this one has put the zipper already in a casing. So now all I have to do is sew the casing into a bag.
What?
Yeah. Which is like...
Well, it takes all the fun out of it.
Well, it takes the challenge out of it, for sure. We had a little bag that this used, and there's still one left out there that used this pattern where I don't have to put the zipper in. The zipper's in fabric. I just have to sew two seams together and my zipper's in. So that's cool too. Lots of choices. Ask the staff. They're here to help you. If zippers overwhelm you, don't be afraid. Okay, that belongs to the store. These belong to me. Now, so here's our project today for Fobio. You can use the wide zipper, and you'll get this result. So you can see this is that wider zipper. Or you can use the little Atkinson zipper, and you get this result. So see how, you can see right there just the difference between the wide one and the small one. And then we have this little piece of hardware right here, and that's these little things. Key fob hardware. That's like a dark black metal. Here it is in yellow gold. Here it is in rose gold. There it is in antique gold. And I know there's silver on the floor. We have just plain silver like these. So you buy these little key fobs, $6 for the key fobs. They have a little ring on them. I've taken the ring off of this one just because I could. But they usually come with a ring because the idea is you're going to do this as a key ring is what the idea is. I have another idea for it, which is even more fun. So that's the parts and pieces you're going to need for your project. If you if you're in our class, you're going to get this particular pattern comes with 2 silver key fobs with it. So it's really nice because you've got enough to make a couple. When you get your pattern, you'll have the key fob hardware along with it.
I'm sitting here wondering why on earth it has a zipper in the first place. I figured it out. That's pretty cool.
I can adjust it to fit my...
That's cool.
Yeah, I know. I was like, why about... Oh, maybe I have a friend adjust it. I don't know. But see, I can tighten that up, and now it stays nice and snug. I don't worry about losing anything. And it's just cute. I mean, come on.
That's neat.
It is cute. Let's see. Now, here's what I did with mine.
What'd you do?
Because, I love to make bags.
What'd you do?
And this is almost kind of a foretelling or a... in a story.
I'll be giving away nothing now.
I'm not giving nothing away, but I'm just saying if you're paying attention, you might have an idea what's going to be coming soon. So
soon to a quilt shop near you.
A quilt shop near you if you take Capi's a Bag class. So this little zippy bag, this is super simple. Just a little lined zippy bag. I have these in like every little piece of fabric I have left. I make these all the stinking time. And I've put on here this little, again, this is hardware you can buy. And here, this is what elevates your bag from another person's bag maybe that's making them, is the top stitching and the hardware and what makes it cute. So I put this little ring on here. Now, I put that on there, and look what I have. I've got a little wristlet.
You have a clutch.
I have a little clutch.
You just turned it into a clutch.
I just turned it into a little thing. Now, I know I've made this bag a bunch. My cell phone fits. A little bit of money fits, my lip gloss, my sunglasses. I can put all that in there, and now I can walk around and have this just hanging, and it's cool. I don't have to, So, yeah. I've made these little key fobs for lots of people and just given them as gifts. So, super fun project. Fobio's the pattern. If you're not in the Capi's a Bag class, you can order the pattern by itself. And I would suggest you do it.
Do we have operators standing by?
Operators standing by to check your orders. Okay, so now that I've told you all the choices and things you need, let's talk about how you do it. So in the pattern, it gives you the dimensions of the fabric that you need to cut to go around the zipper. It also gives you the dimensions of the zipper. And the fun part for me is picking out my zipper. So like this one, I picked that. And I forget what I picked for this, but we'll just use this one now, okay? So I need one of those 14-inch zippers, okay, from the Atkinson Company, or I can use this coil zipper, and I can cut it to length. I could use, you know, one of these and cut it to length. Because the pattern uses the smaller zipper, I'm going to show you how to use that, because there are some adjustments you have to make if you use this bigger class of zipper, this great big fatter zipper. But I just wanted to have you see one done because you can do it. The bag that I made that this goes with, it uses this zipper throughout. So anyway, we're going to use this. So here's what you're going to do, and this is the part that freaks people out. So don't freak out on me. Don't be having no moment or nothing. Actually, we'll just use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. Now these are rag quilt scissors is actually what they're made for, but they're really tough little doggies. And there's a metal part on the end of each of these zippers. See that little metal part?
No.
Okay. Get in there and see that metal part.
See it.
There and there. I do not want those anymore. So I'm going to cut those off.
Do you want to use the gingers?
No! My gingers are not used for this. And I just cut that straight across. So that's gone. And at the other end, there's another little piece of metal. See that puppy right there? I don't want it either. I'm going to cut it off. Okay, now to make this fun little bag, okay, here's the part. Are you ready?
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope, not ready.
Not ready. Hold on, here we go. We're going to just pull that right off.
No.
Ah!
It won't be able to get back on.
It will, I promise. And here's what's even better. Now, we're going to completely pull that apart.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Why did you do that?
Because,
My project's ruined.
My project's ruined. No, it's not. We're going to make it work. So there are numerous videos that are going to show you what I'm going to do here. This is pretty much a common thing. Annie does a great job of it. But we're going to sew this zipper into this piece that we're going to create. But what happens is, if you look at this one, this twists back around.
What?
And the zipper head goes back on.
Oh.
That's how you get this little loop-de-loop. Isn't that fun? That's how you get the little loop-de-loop.
These people are so creative.
I know. Now, there are other zippers out there that will not allow you to do this. So I would suggest you stay with the Annie or the Atkinson zippers, because they'll cooperate.
They'll play
to this.
nice.
They'll play nice, yeah. And then you're going to put the zipper head back on. But wait, why would we put the same color on when we have all these to choose from? So I put the color I took out, I just throw it in there. So this is like a continuing zipper change. Now, you know what I'm seeing? I think I kind of like that zipper with this piece of fabric. But I'm going to pick out some of the colors. Now, you see this one has 3. This one only had 1. You can put as many zippers as you want. I could probably put zippers all the way up to this if I wanted to. But, you know, I'm just picking some of the colors that are in there. Let's just do blues. That would be fun. The blue, maybe this blue. Can you see those little zippers? I'm just going to line them up like that, 1, 2, 3 on that zipper. I'm not ready to put it in yet, but I'm thinking about the process, right? Okay. So my next step is going to be to basically turn this into binding. And I'm going to iron it, and that's where I need you to meet me over at the ironing board. So,
ironing board.
Here we go. So with this pattern, they have you cut the same size fabric and the same size fusible interfacing. Fusible interfacing now has one side that is fused and the other side is not. So the side that doesn't have the glue is very, very flat and smooth. The side that does have the glue is bumpy. I can feel the bumps. Feel the bumps? Feel the bumps? So that's my sticky side. So I'm going to put my fabric, this one. Let's use this one since we have sides on it. I'm going to lay that down, and I'm going to iron it. So, if you guys haven't, nobody's really said anything, but we use this little Olaso mini project iron. Love, love, love this iron. It comes with a little, this stores it, so when it's off, it kind of, this little bottom will attach. I can't do it when it's hot. Oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can't. There you go. And that gives it for storage. And then when you're using it, you flip it over, and it has a little thing to hold it. So We use this thing like crazy. But this is a super little hot iron. And she's like my favorite. So I'm going to fuse this. Now, just to give you a little tease, coming in our future videos, we will be talking about fusibles. There are so many different types of fusibles to use in bags. There's, well, I just won't tell you all there are because you're going to have to watch the next video for that. But that's a fusible. I use the one that they recommend in the pattern. I love it. We're going to fold this in half. And you know what I'm going to use?
Yep. I know exactly what you're going to use.
I'm going to use my sashers because I want to use this in such a way that makes it very simple. And I don't want to burn my fingers. Although, I've realized if I ever committed a crime as a quilter, it's good to have burnt fingertips because they can't see your fingerprints.
burnt fingers and needle pricks.
Yeah, there you go. It's like we can't identify this hand because it's changed. No. Okay, so I'm going to slide this through.
Are you paying attention, Virginia?
You paying attention?
She's paying attention.
That's our studio audience there. Virginia, our studio audience.
She's being very quiet.
It's a little unusual for her, actually. Okay, so that interfacing has just given that some stability. And now I'm going to use my little sasher. And we're going to just look at that. Isn't that just wonderful?
I wish I knew where I could get some of those.
I know. I wish you did too. We had to order them because we didn't. They didn't know I was going to feature them in a video, so it didn't get on the reorder list. But now it is. This really doesn't go this rough when you're working on a full space. There we go. Alrighty. So now that one's sashed. Now, what I have to do with this, because I want, when you look at the finished one, you have two completely, there's not a raw edge there. There's a finished and there's a finished because there's a fold. So then I'm just going to fold this to the center. To the center. Yep.
It's like origami.
It is like origami. Now, the reason I pressed that the first time was so that
I
had a line. Right. So I have a line. And then we're going to go back in with this one again. Now, here's the trick. If I'm making these in mass, like say I'm making 20 for Christmas presents, you know, everybody on my Christmas list is getting one of these for Christmas.
You're generous.
Yay!
Can I have horses on mine?
Can you have horses? Yeah, no, I'm not doing horses. I'm not giving people horses. Good luck on that one. So now we're going to sash it again. All right. I'm trying to do this as an angle so it gives me a little more length to work with.
You know, we sell larger pressing mats.
I know we do. You'd think I could get one, wouldn't you? Do you know anybody? Can I get that done? Okay, so now I'm going to go through again, and I'm going to get it. I'm telling you what, I use these sashers all the time, and I love them. Now,
get sashers.
Yep, see, there's our studio
Do you
audience.
have any sashers, Virginia?
Nope.
No.
Well, as much applique as you do,
Yeah, as much applique as you do.
that would be perfect, because they make them tiny. They make them like 1/8 of an inch and 1/16
For that
of an
binding
inch.
that goes around those, the ribbon on your quilt that you're making with the aprons, the apron quilt. work good.
Absolutely.
Well, I will be buying sashers.
See, there you go. Let's see what else I can sell her before this is over with. All right.
Virginia, do you have one of these mini irons?
Do I have what?
One of these little mini irons.
Yes, I have that.
Do you like it?
Yes, love it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay, so there's that sasher. And then we're going to go into the next sasher even. I'm going to go down one more. And I just really want this good and firm.
Are you doing it, Andy?
See? There we go again. One more level of sasher. So each time I run this through here, it's just tightening that little puppy up. Making it nice and flat. Ugh. It's pretty thick with the...
It's because it's got the interfacing.
It's got the
in that.
interfacing in there. It may not let me run it. There she goes.
It might be made for, yeah.
Well, I just hit the... I melted. Okay. You can just take that out. We'll just
It's
fold
made
this in half.
without for the non-interfacing.
We'll fold this in half and do it real quick by hand, and hopefully I won't burn my fingers.
burn your
But what I started to say, I don't know if I finished my thought. I can cut the width that this needs to be a whole width of fabric and make this binding stuff like 40 inches of it and then cut it into chunks the size that I need to make each one of these little bracelets. So it's kind of a quicker way to do it rather than just little chunks at a time. Okay, so now I have, basically this is the part that goes around here like this. See like that? That's that part. Are you following me here? Following? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I have to put my zipper in. The product that I like to use to put my zippers in, and you're going to use this again and again with the zippers, is an adhesive double face. That's all French. Here we go. Adhesive tape for medium and heavyweight fabric. I was trying to read this up here, and I was
I love this. Is your trick?
This is my trick.
This is that trick that I learned.
My trick.
I love this trick.
I love this trick. So this little thing is what? $9, worth every penny.
Worth it.
Worth it. Worth it. So it comes in and this is like double face adhesive tape, but it's made that you can sew it.
Two-faced?
It's two-faced. It's a two-faced tape. And it's made so that you can put it on fabric. So that's my sticky side. Right there, you can see it's shiny and sticky. And there's a covering on it. So what I'm going to do, now there's two ways. There's two ways to look at this. You could put it on the fabric. I could stick it to where my fabric is. Or what I like to do is put it on my zipper. And the reason I like to do that is when you look at a zipper, and all zippers have this. There's the line here.
Wait, hold on, it's zooming.
Is it zooming? Okay,
There
let
we
it
go.
catch up with me. So there's kind of a space here. That space to here, see where this line is right here? You don't want fabric there. Now, if I was doing an invisible zipper, it'd be another story. But in order to do what we're doing, I don't want fabric between here and here. This is actually where the edge of my fabric needs to land. Okay, it's right on that line. And I don't know if it shows or not, but there's a line. Perfect. There's a line all the way up there. That's the edge of my fabric. So I'm going to take my tape, and we're going to go just like this. And I'm going to lay that tape, and look, it's just the right size. You'd think they planned that.
Did they?
I don't know. I think maybe they did.
I never knew this until I took that class.
Well, there you go.
Your bag class. I forget which one. We made something.
We made something, and we did a bag.
Oh, it was a toe.
It was a little tote. And so now I'm going to take this tape, and I'm trying to do it and not bump the camera.
And I have to tell you, this little trick right here was worth the price of admission.
And these guys aren't even have to pay for it. They just watch it on YouTube for free.
Oh, this right here. This is game changer.
And I will tell you, I use this tape all the time. Anytime I'm trying to get something to stay, and it won't stay, tape, double face tape. So that just tears, okay? It just tears off of there. Very simple. I just lay the little edge down, and that sits on my dressing table, on my sewing table all the time. So there it is applied. If I was using both sides of the zipper, I would put it on both sides. And then when you get in here, you can just lift it up. Now see, can you see the tape?
That was the hardest part of this whole thing, is getting that up.
Kind of is. Well, wait till we put the zipper head on. That freaks everybody out too. But see, I just lift that up, and now
It's like magic.
it's like magic. I have glue on my zipper. I love this.
Love it.
And then I'm going to be able to put it in the fabric, okay? I'm going to be able to stick it. Now, in some situations, you do need to put it on the fabric instead of the zipper, but 99% of the time, I can put it on the zipper, and it really gives me better placement. So now, I have my binder clips, because you all know how much I love my binder clips, and I'm going to lay this right, oh, look at the fuzz. Some kind of fuzz is connecting there. I'm going to lay this so the side of my fabric is right on that line. See how I did that? Can you see? Got it? Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to go all the way down with that. So when you're looking at this is where I folded that together, and then what's going to happen is that's going to wrap around there. And I'm just going to now line that up. And for me, it's easier to just lay the fabric. And this tape is pretty sticky stuff.
I think it's wonderful, because anytime I've ever sewn a zipper on, it's mostly straight, but it's never like perfectly straight.
Yeah, but see, look,
because it always moves somehow. Mm-hmm. This like puts it into place so you can sew it and not have to mess with it. Yeah. You can focus on sewing a straight line versus sewing and positioning, I think.
Right. Right, I agree. So now my zipper has the nice even little, it's perfectly on that edge. It's right where I want it to be. And now I'm going to take my binder clips and I'm going to clip it, because what I want to have happen now is I want these two to meet so that this edge is even with that edge. So I'm just going to start clipping. And when I pressed it, see, I can see on the other side. See, I've got that line again.
If you wanted to, could you use the tape on the back
You
side
could,
too?
but once I've secured it, I can just watch from the back side now.
Okay.
And I know you could. And if that makes you feel better, go for it.
I'm loving the tape so much. I'm just like,
Let's just
man,
use
let
it.
me tape it
Use
again.
it. Want to tape it again. I know. But I could, because the line goes all the way through, you know, you can see there's my line again from here to here where I don't want fabric. So I can put my binder clips on there and I can lay that. So now I know these two pieces of fabric are exactly meeting in the same spot. They're not touching each other, but the zipper's stuck in the middle. Now, this process, in this particular project, this is folded over and it's binding, but it would be no different if this fabric went all the way. So this zipper technique is preparing you for putting zippers in later. That's all it is. And it's a fun little project to make. Like I said, I think everybody in my family's got one of these things because, okay, so this is another binding clip. This is an eensy beensy one. I don't want to use that one. I want the wider one, so I'm going to use it. I have these binder clips in every size and color you can imagine. I use them all the time. Now, this is a little longer down here. I don't care about that. That's just the way it worked out. So this is ready to sew down, okay? And my fold is on this side, and the opening has got the zipper trapped in between the middle. So it's a zipper sandwich. Top, zipper, bottom, okay? And now we're going to sew. Now, your sewing machine should have with it a zipper foot. Zipper feet don't look like what they used to. We get confused sometimes. This is the actual zipper foot you can use on this machine. Your machine may have one that has a little screw on the side and you push the foot back and forth. With this one, you just click it on and then you move your needle position to either the left or the right or the center, depending on where you want to sew. So get your manual out for your sewing machine and find out how your zipper foot works, because you'll have one and they don't all work the same, okay? But on this machine, because like I told you, this is the machine I have, the foot that comes with it that's not actually the zipper foot, I can use as a zipper foot because it's so narrow. That's why this foot stays on my machine all the time. So now I want to sew, and I usually sew from the top. So a zipper has a bottom and a top. The bottom is very flat. The top is where the teeth are sticking up. I want to sew on the top side of this. And the reason I want to sew on the top side is because that's kind of where the top stitching is going to show.
So like the front of the zipper?
The front of the zipper. Because that's where my top stitching is going to show. And I want this side to be really nice and perfect. The back side, it's going to come out good.
Usually there's a little thread bump.
Yeah, there's a thread bump, and I don't want that.
And that's always good on the back. I like it.
I like it. Now, I want to sew, when you're looking at this, I want to get pretty close to this edge right here. So I want to be in here from the edge of this piece of fabric to where my stitching is. I really want about a 1/16 of an inch. That catches my zipper nice and tight, and it's nice top stitching. I'm going to go to a 3.0 stitch length because that's my top stitching length. And I'm not going too fast. So we're going to start sewing. And then I'm going to take these clips off. Excuse my hand. This is kind of funny doing it in front of the camera. So I'm going to take some of these clips off so I'm not in the way. But my tape's there. See, it's holding it. See there? It's not even lifting it up. Turn it back just a little so you can see. So there we go. And I'm just keeping that edge of that fabric right on the edge of my foot. Now, you're going to have to practice with your machine and find out where that sweet spot is. I would love to be able to tell you exactly where it is on your machine, but play with this and get where it wants. But you can see my presser foot is just kind of riding on top of that zipper. This machine will do that. Some machines, I would have to have that zipper all the way out from under a presser foot. So just figure out what foot works for you, okay? But it may not necessarily be your zipper foot. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can sometimes, if you have a straight stitch foot it may just do just what you need.
That's what you had me do on my machine.
Yes.
I had the zipper foot.
And it was wanky.
It was not.
Wasn't cooperating.
It wasn't cooperating. So then we just used my simple foot like this. I have the quarter. What kind of foot?
It's a straight stitch. It's a straight stitch foot.
It was nice.
Yeah, and I think this is knowing your sewing machine. Knowing your sewing machine. Da da da. Isn't that fun? Aren't I fun? Okay.
That was as good as the kitten train.
The kitten train. Yeah, we were talking about the kitten. What brought that up? I don't remember the kitten train.
Remember, I needed a kit made. And you said I'll just have the kitten train do it.
Have the kitten train do it. We'll do the kitten train because we got kits coming. Yeah, you want to stay tuned. There's something special happening with kits. Okay, so now I'm going to sew that, and I can tell you, I just zippity-do through these pretty darn quick.
I like your stitch length.
Yeah, 3.0 is a nice stitch length. It gives a nice top stitch. Again, that's the difference between a project that looks professional and doesn't. So there's my stitch.
Love it.
Love it. Now, you can use, here we are. We're back to the decorative stitch issue again.
Decorative stitch issue.
Decorative would be fun.
Oh, I want to do a decorative stitch,
We'll have to do a decorative. So now I've stitched it. It's caught both sides. See there? It's caught both sides just like because I taped it down like I told you we would. So that's good.
Nice.
And now we have to do the fun part of putting the zipper pull back on. Nah. Okay.
Can I just bring mine here and have you do it? This looks hard.
I have a couple gals in my classes that when they do bag classes with me, they're like, Cappy, come do my zipper. I'm like, okay. So this ended up being just a little bit long. I think I just cut it wankadoo, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to cut this part off anyway. This is not an exact project. You can be a little different. But the other part I'm going to do is I'm going to get those, remember I had those heavy duty scissors that I cut the zipper in half? I'm going to go in.
What?
I know, this is the scary part. And I'm going to cut, what is that thread right there? That doesn't belong there. Go away, thread. Little thread is right where I want to show you something. Be gone. There we go. Look, I've got that 1/4 inch tape on my thing. I actually have it there for a reason. You know why? So I can tell when I'm cutting in far enough. Is that funny?
Yeah, that's smart.
I just taped it on my scissors because when I cut, I only want to cut that far, and it tells me, oh well. You do what you got to do. Okay.
Like for doing it.
Like for doing it.
Those flannel blankets. Those
Exactly. It was rag blankets. So I want to cut the teeth off on one side, and I want them to be just about a little longer than the actual length of the zipper head, okay? So, there's my zipper head. That's the length of the zipper head, and I'm going to go just a couple teeth above that, okay? So we're going to cut it off, cut in here, and I'm going to cut across these little teeth. See how I just cut that little chunk out? So now there's no teeth in that one little part. I kept a little bit of the fabric. We're going to cut that off because that'll get in your way. Okay? So now there's no teeth. I have teeth on one side. I don't on the other. There's a thread hanging. We're going to cut that down. Okay. And then this little piece, we're just going to pitch it. It's no good. Now, when I have 3 zippers on this, I just keep putting them on. But in this case, we're going to do one at a time. So what I do is I take, and what's nice about this project is I have something to hold on to. That's why I think doing this the first time on one of these Fobios is really nice because I've got fabric to hold. But I can do this with just a zipper by itself too. And a lot of times I'll change it out before I sew it in. In this case, I can sew the zipper in and then change the head. So I'm going to put the zipper head, and there's a right side and a back side. Okay, so be sure you're on the right side. That's the back, that's the front. That's the front of the zipper, that's the back of the zipper. So you match them, and I just slide that in, and you can feel it. That sits on those teeth. It connects with those teeth. Then, and I'm going to pull it up just a little bit, so this tooth, I'm going to flip it up, the edges, the bottoms match here. That's my goal, is for those bottoms to match. So I'm going to slide this up just the littlest bit so I can then catch the other teeth in the other side, okay? And then I just pull. And that zipper's on.
Wow.
Ta-da! Now, they sell tools to do this. I don't care. If you want to buy them, buy them. I'm not excited.
Coming from the person who has tools for everything.
I do.
This is the one area where you just are
I'm
like,
just telling
I'm just
you.
going to cut the tape here.
You just have to do it. And once you feel it, man, you got it. So this one, I can just put one zipper and be done. But because, we're going to make this kind of decorative, we're going to do it again. And we're on tape, so we can watch it again. So one more time. And this time it's closed. It doesn't make any difference. You can't close it before. Typically, it's not closed. So we'll just open it so it doesn't confuse anybody. Okay? So I have my zipper apart. And I'm going to put backside of the head to the back side of the zipper. And I'm going to just push this up on the teeth. And it just slides right up on there. Just like that. And I'm going to match my bottom edges. Okay? And then I have to slide this to where it's going to come together. And put that right at that edge and pull. See, this one's going to be a little difficult. Now I've already sewn. See the nastiness right there?
Yeah.
It's because I put one on there and it's kind of boogered it up. So I'm going to trim that just a little. Might have to take another tooth. Because if the teeth are tired, it won't always do it. Typically, you're not going to put 3 zippers on one place. So I'm going to, if you get this, it just means you need to clean that up a little bit. Okay. So slide that forward. Ooh, I love that aqua with that. That's really pretty.
Nice.
Slide it on and go up. So I got zipper number 2. Now, this is perfect. I love it, did this. So see how that little lump in there? See the lump? See how that's lumpy? Because my edges weren't lined up right. So I'm going to come back down. See how this is not right at the bottom? Look at that. See how that's like a 1/4 of an inch up? If the bottom had been perfectly square, I wouldn't have that bump there. So does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because see, when it's that way, they match. So I got to get it so it matches. I love that did that. Real problems. Real problem solving. Okay. So I want to keep my bottom edges level. See how my bottom edges are level. That's hard to say. And then go up. There, now we're good. Now we're going to build that little. And now let's do another one. It does better if they're apart. So back of the zipper, back of the head, slide it on. And then slide this up, keeping those bottom edges level. And put that in. And I need to come up just a little more. And up we go. Okay. So there you go. Now I've got my 3 little zippers in a row. Isn't that fun? That's kind of
cool.
cute.
Yeah.
That is really cute. Okay. So now I have to put the metal part on the bottom. And that's the part that can be a little tough. And I've got some tricks for that too. So here's my little hardware piece. That's my hardware piece. And I have, okay, don't laugh, Pete. I can't laugh.
What?
I know, isn't this is.
What did you do?
Well, okay, so I have he's laughing, you guys can't even see. I have a pair of pliers
That
here.
is ridiculous.
Well, here's the problem. The pliers.
But I know you don't want teeth mark on something.
See the teeth marks?
Were you working on vinyl?
Well, I was working
Metal?
on the metal even. On anything,
okay.
it leaves teeth marks. So
Well,
I've
that's no
taped, I know, so I've taped a little bit of just, it's actually just Peltex. I mean, I just taped something on there because this is so slippery, I can't put batting on it. I mean, batting is my best choice,
Yeah.
but that really wasn't an option.
No.
So before
That's a good hack.
Yeah, this is a good,
Do we sell that?
I know. Do we sell pliers that you can kind of put stuff on? So I did that so I can squeeze this shut and not damage it. But my tape's coming off. Can you see that? That's so funny. This is real quilting. This is real stitching. It's how we do it for real. All right. So what I want to show you, what I'm going to do first, just to make it a little easier to slide this piece on, is I'm going to stitch across the bottom of this. And I'm actually, what I like to do is cut off this part here where I made that little indentation, because when I put this on, it may not cover that, and I don't want that to be exposed. Make sense? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to cut that off right there. So that's square, okay? Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. And then I might zigzag this. I might, try and, but all that I really care about is just getting a stitch across there. Now I'm going to go back to a shorter stitch because this is not top stitching. And we're just going to sew across the bottom. The other thing that does is it locks that zipper too in place. Although this is the hardware is going to stop it too. Okay. So now that I've kind of sewn that across there just so it's not going to wiggle on me. I have this product. Now, we may not want to inhale too deeply because this stuff will, it's a E6000. Every crafter's solution to it won't stay where I want it. This stuff, we sell it in little tubes. I would buy the little tube because what happens, and you can see I've taken my pliers and tried to open it. This stuff is, and it comes with a warning, vapor harmful. You just don't, this is not something you want to play with all the time. But it's clear and it's transparent and it will hold fabric to metal. And I love it for that. I use it all the time in my bags. Like I said, we sell little tubes that are great because you will see getting this thing
Here's a pair of
off.
pliers.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is I have to uncover the teeth.
Oh, wait,
to do
I
it.
got pliers. Hold on.
You got a pair in your pocket?
Yeah, here you go.
Look at this. Do you really, for reals?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's just like any other guy. He's always got all those tools in his pocket. There you go. Okay. Ooh, these are, I'm not sure I can use these. These are pretty special. But I have to kind of break that loose. There she goes. And pull it open. Now, you don't want to get this stuff on anything but what you want to get it on, because I'm going to tell you what.
Move my pliers before you get it on my pliers.
Yeah, don't get it on your pliers. Put your pliers out of the way. So what I do with this gooey stuff, and see it's starting to ooze out already. I'm going to put it in here like that. And Peter and I may be pretty high before this is all over.
Because I got high.
Because we got
'Cause I got
high.
high.
Listening to
Because I
the...
got high.
Okay, so there's my goo. And that's just a little extra something to hold it together. I've made enough of these over the years. And I've got one. I should bring that one in and show you. I carried it around forever. But see, that stuff is gooey goo. And you don't want to get it on you. And you don't want to get it any place you don't want it. Because it's there forever. Now, when I sewed this on, you see my clasp is a little bit smaller than my fabric. I'm going to fix that. That's not a problem. But I just want you to notice that they don't match. Some of these little hardware pieces come all different sizes. There is a front and a back. The front has the little things that stick out. See those little holes? Mm-hmm. And so I want to put that in the back. And when I stick that in, I kind of put it in. And see there's a big gap on both sides. That's why I use the pliers. But what I do is I usually do one end at a time and I squeeze that in. Just like that. So it folds it just a little.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't hurt it, but I don't want it. I don't want that. That looks wonkadoo. I want this in.
That looks homemade.
It does look homemade, doesn't it? And I want them to go, gosh, did you get that at the Vera Bradley sale? And I probably put a little more goo than I needed to, but I'm just going to spread it around. So I take my fan, and can you start to smell those fumes a little bit? Woo! This video is going to get really fun here in a minute. So I take my little tweezer pliers with my thing, and this is wide open. It's way more open than I need, so I can just start squeezing. It looks like a bad bandage. It looks like a war wound that did not get before my class.
Wound.
So we're filming the class isn't till Saturday. We're filming this ahead. I think I will get this a little
geez.
better done for the class, but I can close that part of the way. So see, it's starting to kind of catch on it. And then, this is why the stylus, I'm telling you guys, I use these stylus all the time. I'm going to kind of squeeze that down.
Oh, there you
in
go.
there. Yeah.
You got to have a stylus.
You got to
to
have a stylus. And that gets that down in there.
Because honestly, I was like, oh, you lost your...
I lost my thing.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. Well, that ain't going to work. Well, I got to get it, because if
You got to get it.
it makes a mark.
It'll make a mark.
And they might sell some of these that don't.
They do. They got rubberized.
They've got rubberized ones, but where's the fun in that? Okay, so I'm going to squeeze that side down. All right, and then we're going to go over here on the other side. We're going to do the same thing. And that glue helps me. It helps hold everything in place. See? There she goes. Wah, wah. Okay, now we'll squeeze her again. Now, some of that glue has spread. See, there's little spots of it. Right now, that will peel off.
Oh, okay.
In 20 minutes, it won't.
Oh.
So right now is the time, if there's any little mess, little pieces sticking where they shouldn't, you want to do it. And then I'm going to just kind of scrunch that in there. Scrunch that in there. Okay. or get these fancy schmancy. If my husband saw these, he would die.
Yeah,
But
he'd
they
probably
work.
he'd cut some 1/4-inch plastic tubing and
Or something, yeah.
Put 'em
See,
over the head.
and it's squeezed out the back because I put it in. But again, I'm just going to kind of push that in to get where I want it to be. There we go. There.
what if you get the E600 on the teeth of the zipper?
Yeah, that would be bad. That would be bad. That's why you have 3 of them, because it can hit the bottom one, not the top.
That's the
So,
sacrificial zipper.
That's the sacrificial zipper head on that one. So there we go. And there she is. Done. And like I said, I've made, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've made these little puppies.
You're getting one.
And you're getting one.
You're getting
You're
a
getting
Fabio. You're getting
And
a
there
Fabio.
it is with the wider one. See, and I've had to squish it in there a little bit. But you know, how fun is that? I'm just saying.
That's
Quick,
fun.
easy gift. Uses up your scraps, which is always awesome. But Peter was looking at fabric. He's like, well, if I made one, could I make that? You don't see the fabric.
I know. I was trying to pick out this
There's-
dog in a boat.
Yeah.
And it was going to look like he was sailing on the teeth. Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's
Because like
not
the
enough.
teeth was the water, but
Not enough
she said
fabric.
it's only a 1/4 inch. I was like, what?
Yeah, you end up with like just a 1/2 inch showing, if that. I mean, it's just, so this is a great, finish up a project. Anytime I make a bag, I'm always making the wallet, I'm making the little, this little carry bag to go with it. Those people who come to the class are going to get to see this entire ensemble, because I have this with that, I have the wallet, have everything that goes together. Because when you make a bag, you have all these kind of odd little pieces left, and they make perfect little, somethings to sew stuff in. So, there's another zipper sewn in, and it's basically the same premise. If you look, it's the same process. You've sewn a piece on the flat side. So don't be afraid of zippers. We want you to use zippers. And just know when you order a zipper or when you buy a zipper that you're getting the right zipper for your project. Because there's a lot of choices. And change your zipper heads. I mean, how fun is this different colored zipper head on a zipper? And I love your idea of getting 2 halves together.
I know what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to look for a horse head zipper pull.
Oh.
Like where the zipper, the
That would
zippity
be
zip
cool.
is actually a horse's head.
That would be very cool. That would be very cool. So that's your project. Fabio. It's not the kind of, a lot of ladies thought Fabio was cool, but I always thought he was a little creepy looking. I mean, sorry, no insult intended.
Well,
but
you
he
know.
was just a bit much for my taste.
Yeah,
But
he was definitely selling it.
He was selling it, man. He sold something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, this is Fabio. I hope you have had fun learning it. It's just part of our series. Gussets were last month. This month is zippers. Wait to see what's next month. You'll have to watch. So thanks for watching, and I hope if you're interested in this pattern, you'll give us a call. Any of the products that I've used in this video, you can purchase through our orders department. They're happy to provide it for you, even if you don't get to come to my class on Saturday morning. But we have a lot of fun in there. So those of you who were there, I'm glad you were there if you're watching the video again. And those of you who missed it, hopefully you'll be able to be there in the month of March when we do it again. So happy stitching. Have fun.